Hey, this is Dani, and I am so glad you're here. Today we are talking about a YouTube channel that I'm obsessed with, and it is called Shots of Awe, A-W-E, Awe, with Jason Silva. I have been obsessed with Jason Silva for a long time. He is amazing, and he's always talking about really cool things that just make me really think and everything. So I have been a fan for a very long time, and we're approaching the end of 2020, and so it is time for me, 2 times a year mostly, I go through these big kind of introspective periods, looking back at what worked, what didn't work, what can I learn, what lessons have I learned and can I learn, and what do I want going forward, right? So the new year is a very good time to do this, and we're quickly approaching 2021. So I have been looking back and looking ahead, and this is one of the topics that has come up for me again and again as I'm in this process of looking back and ahead. And maybe I'll do another video on that, and just to share some of my process, because I know everybody has kind of a different one, but anyway, mine does have two distinct parts: tearing apart kind of the past and seeing what we can learn, and then looking ahead. So I know, a lot of people do the resolutions or intentions and they look ahead, but I think looking back is good too. So I have been looking back, and what I have been noticing is that sometimes in the past I have occasionally gotten stuck in one of these kind of, I won't say toxic, but just maybe a misguided sense of flow and what that is. So I'm going to talk kind of about flow. So we know that Stephen Kotler and some others have done a lot of research, building on some other guy whose name I can't pronounce. Jason Silva even says it in the video. I will link the Shots of Awe channel, and the specific video I'm talking about right now, I'll link it below so you can take a look. But anyway, Jason Silva gives the history and everything, but it's basically talking about flow, and that state of flow. Athletes call it being in the zone. Writers or artists are like, oh, it was like something was taking control of the brush strokes, or the words were just coming. All of that, those states of flow where you just feel like you are accessing something higher. I don't call it whatever you want. Your higher self, call it God, call it the universe, call it whatever you want. Collective consciousness, infinite mind, infinite field of possibility, whatever you want to call it, that energy, that all-knowing, that inspiration, and that spark. And so I have been looking for that and feeling those moments where I am in it and where I can feel it, and then you want more of it, right? But I got too much in the kind of a mindset of it needed to all be flow, and if it wasn't flowing, then something was wrong. Something was wrong with me, or something was wrong with my plan, or something was wrong. If I wasn't in flow, then I needed to not proceed further. I needed to kind of take a step back because I should be in flow all the time. Well, this is just such a misconception, and as I look back, I can see that I had it. It's sort of the positive thinking, like, gone way too far. And knowing that, of course, we aren't all in flow all of the time. It doesn't mean something is wrong when you're not in flow. You have to live your life in such a way where you allow for those moments and those times and those precious times where you truly are in flow. It's not an everyday, all day, every single time kind of thing. And also what Jason brings up that I love is just this idea of kind of the yin and the yang, of this order and chaos. Jordan Peterson, I think, is how he kind of describes it. But the yin and the yang, the order and the chaos, the discipline and the surrender is how Jason Silva talks about it. So if you have a Venn diagram, right, and you have surrender and you have discipline, where the two meet and overflow and are perfectly, completely aligned, you have flow. So what I was missing before was more of the discipline, more of the balance of the system I have set up for myself now is I'm going to set up time to work on my art, creating this life that I think I want. I'm going to set up time to do it. And whether I feel like doing it or not, whether I feel inspired or in flow, whether I feel whatever I feel, I have a certain amount of time allotted, and I'm going to ignore the resistance that I feel, ignore the self-sabotage that comes up, ignore the voice in my head, the inner critic or whatever it is that's trying to stop me and keep me safe and keep me stuck in these patterns. And I am going to do the work no matter what. Come hell or high water, I'm doing the work. And it's a much better balance, I feel like. I feel much more balanced. I feel much happier, more in control, more empowered to create, having this structure where I'm building my discipline like a bicep, like one rep at a time, building that muscle, building that discipline, building that willpower to keep moving ahead no matter what. Doesn't mean that intuition isn't important, and if I'm beating my head against a wall, I can take a step back and look at the plan and see, do I really want to do this or pursue this? But there's just a very good distinction. And so that's just one of these lessons that is really becoming so clear for me right now in the space that I am in, is that it is this combination of these two things. And so, it's just where I am right now. If someone else is in kind of a similar place, this might help kind of nudge you along. Or if you have, conquered this, let me know. You can make leave a comment. If you like the video, and if you love it, then subscribe and hit the button. And I will link Jason Silva's channel in the bottom. And I think that is all that I have for today. I will catch you next time. Thank you so much for being here.